Well, hey there, hi there, Facebook Live. It's Wednesday. That means it's time for a mindset reset. My name is Greg Offner. I'm so glad you're here. I'm a keynote speaker and a thought leader when it comes to pattern disruption and creativity. Now, what, you might ask, qualifies one to be a thought leader on pattern disruption and creativity? Now, I'm going to tell you, but first, save for a few errant chords there at the end. That was a fun little song. But did it answer the question about pattern disruption? Probably not. Unless you realize that everything I was just doing was a pattern. In fact, everything you do is a pattern. Are you breathing right now? Your breath follows a pattern. Your watch follows a pattern. Traffic follows a pattern. Your heartbeat follows a pattern. If it doesn't, you should probably stop watching this video and go to the ER, like now. But hopefully it does. Because when that pattern stops, we die. When patterns stop forming, we die. Now, not actually die in some cases, but kind of a metaphorical death. Because what really drives us, what really gets us through the day, are our good patterns. Patterns that serve us. Patterns that help us get to work on time, make the right decision. Now, patterns that don't serve us are the ones that need disrupting. And if you know me, you know I have had plenty of those patterns in my life. In fact, some of those patterns are the reason that I almost lost the ability to speak. And that's what sent me on this journey. That's what fueled the desire in me to become a thought leader, because I was faced with that critical choice: inspiration or expiration. The doctors told me that if I didn't get inspired to make some changes, my ability to use my voice will be expired. And for me, that would have been just as good as death. I'm a high communicator. That means I talk, I sing, I'm always talking. Come on, you know me if you're here watching this. And so using the ability to speak for me would be just catastrophic. Now, there are things in your life where it might take inspiration, expiration before you make a change. I hope not. That's the whole purpose of this video. But there are things in your life. Maybe you smoke. Maybe you're overweight. Maybe you're in a bad relationship, or maybe you're just not in a relationship. And you know that those things are impacting you negatively in some way. If you smoke or if you're overweight, it's pretty clear what that impact is. If you're in a relationship that you don't like, or if you're not in a relationship and you feel alone, those are very real things to feel, and those have very real consequences. Maybe you're not good with your finances, or maybe it's time to quit that job and go get a better one, a better paying one that's better for your mental health. Speaking of mental health, there are a lot of people out there that know they have an issue. Maybe they're sad for a long period of time, or they go from sad to happy to sad again without any explanation. And they know they should get the help. They know they should get some help, but they're worried. They're worried there's a stigma. See, all of these worries, all of these thoughts, all of these things are patterns. These are patterns that show up in your life, just like they have in my life, just like they have in everybody's life. And when you understand how to identify these patterns, how to judge whether they're good or bad, and then how to take the action and make the changes that are really necessary to either amplify the good ones or throw the old ones away, the ones that aren't serving you anymore, and replace them with new ones, better patterns. Right now, here's an example. If I played that song again, sounds like I'm playing that totally wrong, but all I did was change one tiny thing. I took those chords from major to minor. That's it. One small shift. Versus and see how much more beautiful the song is? Just like your life will be more beautiful, your life will be more successful, more fulfilled if you simply identify the patterns that are not serving you. If you define those patterns, we have to call them out. We have to not just identify that it's a pattern like, oh, hey, I drink too much, I get a headache. Okay, and then what? Because if that pattern doesn't help you, it's time to assign a value that pattern no longer serves you and decide to change it. Because when you change it, you feel stronger, you feel more empowered, you feel like you have a choice, and we do. All of us have a choice. If you're watching this, if your heart is beating, if your lungs are breathing, you have a choice. No matter what the pattern is, you can choose a different one. And so today's Mindset Reset, your homework assignment is to find a pattern in your life that's no longer serving you. That's all you have to do right now, is just find it. All right? Find a pattern in your life that's no longer serving you. Now, this seems difficult because you've never done it before. Maybe you have, I don't know. But there's a good chance if you're watching this, you haven't done it before. So, one of the easiest ways to identify patterns is to keep a list. Now, that used to mean that we need some crazy binder to walk around with and write things down, and who has time for that? But we're so blessed to have these binders in our pocket, right? You're watching me on one right now. I'm coming to you through the magic of my binder, right? My iPhone or my smartphone. We all have these devices, and these devices enable us to take notes so you can use them. When you get a result that you're not happy with, when you're feeling tired and run down, when you're feeling angry or unresourceful. Heck, if you're feeling happy, it's good to even keep track of the good patterns. Take a moment, take out your phone, and make a note of what preceded that feeling. What happened? And this is going to take a while. It won't happen overnight. But as you keep track of what precedes these emotions that you would like to get rid of, or what precedes these results. Like maybe you get a lot of speeding tickets. Well, the next time you get pulled over, make a note. What was going on? Were you on a call? Were you listening to a particular kind of music? What were you thinking about? What was going through your head? What happened earlier that day? Or what were you trying to get to? And when we start to identify what the patterns are, then we can assign a value, positive or negative, right? And if they're positive, what do we want to do with it? Well, we want to try and amplify it, make it more positive. One of my favorite songs from the Mighty Ducks movies is, well, it's not from there, but it was featured in, is you got to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. Well, that's what I want you to be able to do. Because when you do, you will feel like you're on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? Because you will all of a sudden discover this latent choice, this ability to make decisions about the quality of your life that maybe you didn't have before. I know I certainly didn't feel that I had it. And that's an illusion. It really is. We can make that choice anytime. We get stuck in these patterns that we feel that we can't get out of, right? Is it a pattern like right? I mean, that just seems like it would go on and on and on and on forever. But it doesn't have to. Because you can make a choice. You can make a choice to establish new patterns. And when you do, I can't wait to hear about it. Because I know what that's done for my life, and I want you to feel the same way. So if you really want more help about this, you really want more help with this topic, I'd love to talk to you about some of the one-on-one coaching I do. It's called disruptive coaching. And the whole purpose is a short engagement to help you make that change that you're searching for, but may not feel like you have the resources to do on your own. Thank you so much for being a part of today's Mindset Reset. My name is Greg Offner. I am a keynote speaker on disruption and creativity. I disrupt patterns all day long. It's time for you to disrupt yours. Have a great week.